Windrush nurses are nurses that actually came to England from the Caribbean in the 1940s. They were brought here to try to help the National Health Service.
Post-war Britain, there were a lot of young people who had lost their lives. Also, there was the fact that it was a changing time for many women. Going into nursing wasn't really seen as a career option, especially that there were more well-paid jobs. Also, many people felt that a woman's place was in the home, so that would have been another key reason why there was such a low take-up to become a nurse within the NHS.
Subsequently from the Windrush nurses, other nurses came in the 50s, 60s and 70s. And also in the 70s we saw an influx of those from the African continent coming into England to work in the profession.
We feel that's a moment in history that needs to be reflected so that the younger generation can understand basically what went on before. It's important to us as an organisation that we're able to inspire future people by recognising the stories of those nurses.
Well, the inspiration behind founding the foundation was that we actually went to a networking event that was trying to look after the ethnic minorities that worked in the National Health Service. And at the time, they had a keynote speaker by the name of Nola Ishmael.
She gave a speech that really captured the essence of what we're doing, some of the things that she endured. It was a positive which we really hooked onto, and we thought there's probably a number of other stories very similar.
My mum had worked in National Health Service for 44 years and nothing had been recognised at all. And I felt it was important that their journeys should be recognised and what they did. And hence I went about making sure that we could document this, and we're here today to celebrate them.
Hold on steady, cause big ships sailing on the ocean. We don't need no commotion.
The aims of the organisation are to really inspire the younger generation based on the historic stories of the Windrush nurses, to also encourage the younger generation really into the profession, and also to act as a platform to connect those particular nurses so that they can obviously share their stories together.
The patron of the foundation is Baroness Howes of St David's, and we chose Baroness Howes because of her sterling work regarding equality and diversity, and we felt that she would be the best person to be a champion for our organisation taking it forward.
Big ships sailing on the ocean. We got to come over. Big ships sailing on the ocean. We don't need no commotion. Big ships sailing on the ocean. Whoa, whoa.
Baroness Howes herself came over in the late 40s. She was able to tell us really firsthand what it was like for many of these nurses. And the inspiration for us is knowing that we have somebody that's actually lived the lives of the people we're really hoping to highlight as part of our programme.
The hope behind creating the documentary is that we will lay down some sort of legacy for the youngsters to see, and they'll be able to use this in schools to show them how the NHS was formed, and actually hear some of the living historians who actually started in the National Health Service at that time.
We're hoping to create a number of learning tools, reading books, a photographic reportage.
And they can see exactly how it's developed. We have very modern and very shiny hospitals today, but they certainly weren't like that many, many years ago. So that visually people can actually see and also touch and feel some of the old instruments.
We hope to include the younger generation by ensuring that they're really part of a lot of our interactive activities. We'll be going along to a lot of schools and getting involved in some of their extracurricular subjects, whether that be history or career options, and basically using the Windrush Nurses and Beyond Foundation as a backdrop so that they actually understand the historic importance of the contributions made by those people that came over from the Caribbean and also the African continent in the 40s, 50s and 60s.
Some of them had come over when they were 19 years of age, and they came without any support network. And I hope that they can take that on board and say, look, although they had a lot of struggle, their determination, their grit followed them through. And if they applied themselves, they too can have a strong and lasting career within the National Health Service.
We hope they'll be inspired, firstly, to be exactly what they want to do. We hope they will learn from the experience of the Windrush nurses. It's important to recognise that There are a number of different things that can stop you from being what you want to be, but at the end of the day, it's going to be you that actually pushes yourself to be what you want to be.
And if our foundation and what we do by presenting these stories inspires just one person, we feel it's worthwhile.
In terms of giving, they gave their lives and dedication to the profession. So in doing so, we want to make sure that they are thanked, and we want to make sure that other people recognise their efforts.
What I'd like to say is a big thank you to all the nurses and allied professionals that work within the National Health Service, because without you guys, we would not have such a splendid service that we have today. So once again, thank you.
What are you doing, Mr. Man? Sit down, hold on tight, get ready, cause we are sailing. Big ship sailing on the ocean. We don't need no commotion. Big ship sailing on the ocean. We got to come over.